Hello, kamusta tayong lahat? I praise my Father, the Creator of heaven and earth, for He is holy and just, and no one can ever fathom the goodness, the greatness, the holiness of El Shaddai, Jehovah, the glorious and mighty God Almighty. And He sent Jesus Christ to us to save us from ourselves, to cleanse us from our iniquities, and to remove the shackles of sin and shame. And I thank my Jesus Christ for He reached down onto us so that He may uplift us and present us to our Father. Because Jesus is the only way, the truth, and the life. He is the only mediator to the Almighty Father, no one else but Jesus. He is the Messiah, the Emmanuel, God with us. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they all died. The prophets, they died. The apostles, they died. But Jesus, He died, and then after 3 days, He rose again from the dead. And now He's seated at the right hand of the Almighty Father. He lives. And because our Jesus lives, we will also live with Him in His kingdom that will never end. We are the friends of Jesus Christ. If we follow the commandments, the statutes, and the ordinances of our Father, we are the friends of Jesus. Because our Father is one in heart with Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ is one with us. And so we are one with our Father. And I thank the Holy Spirit for making us understand the words of our Father and of Jesus Christ. The Holy Spirit also always reminds us to do goodness and righteousness, and to be humble always, just like our Father, just like Jesus Christ, so that we may receive our inheritance, our birthright, as children of the Almighty Father. So last time, Scott, we read 3 chapters. Kaya nga naging 2 hours. Kasi 3 chapters ang binasa natin, Scott. Genesis chapter 39, when Joseph became a slave in Egypt. Joseph became a slave. So lahat tayo, we have experienced being a slave. Slave to sin. Slave in being famous. Slave in our lustful desires. Slave in wickedness. But Jesus Christ has freed us. And now we are not slaves anymore, but friends of Jesus. So si Joseph, hindi siya nagstay a slave forever because he trusted the Almighty Father. Gumagawa si Almighty Father ng way. So yung way man na yun ay napakahirap. But Joseph was victorious because of his faith in the Almighty Father. So kung makikita natin si Abraham, natatapos yung kanyang life. Siya yung siya yung protagonist, di ba? And then natatapos yung kanyang life. Susunod naman si Isaac, siya yung protagonist, and then natatapos yung kanyang life. And then si Israel or Jacob, and siya ang protagonist, and then natatapos yung kanyang life. Natapos, di ba? Now, si Judah din, ganun din. Now, si Joseph naman ngayon ang protagonist at matatapos din ang kanyang buhay. But si Jesus, hindi natatapos because He lives. So si Joseph, the Almighty Father prospered the house of Potiphar because of Joseph. Napunta lang siya ng dungeon was because of Potiphar's wife. The wife of Potiphar wanted Joseph to have have sexual intercourse with Joseph. Pero ayaw ni Joseph dahil takot siya kay Almighty Father at may respeto siya sa kanyang master na si Potiphar. Hindi siya nagpapadala sa tukso. Yung kung ibang lalaki lang ito, ay nako, amo ko, pinatulan ako eh. Alam mo, yung ganyan yung amo ko, pinatulan. Papatulan ko rin, gano'n, di ba? Iba si Joseph. Nirespeto niya ang sarili niya. So tayo gano'n din, respetuhin din natin ang sarili natin dahil tayo ay anak ni Almighty Father. So nung hinabol siya ng asawa ni Potiphar, nagsinungaling yung asawa ni Potiphar, sinabi niyang asawa ni Potiphar na she was violated by Joseph at may proof siya yung garment ni Joseph nasa kanya. Pero she lied kasi nga napahiya siya dahil ayaw siyang tabihan ni Joseph. And so Joseph was handed over to the prison guards. Nakakulong siya. He became a prisoner. Pero, nung maging prisoner siya, yung head ng prison guard, yung custodian ng dungeon, pinagkatiwalaan siya. It's because of the Almighty Father. So nakikita natin, pagtitiwalaan ni Joseph si Almighty Father, pero nakakaranas si Joseph ng pains and sufferings and trials and tribulations. Napakahirap ng pinagdaanan ni Joseph. Wala kang kasalanan, ikukulong ka. Yung ibang mga tao dyan, bakit ako nakulong? Kailangan magbabayad sila, gaganti ako. Si Joseph, hindi. Lahat ay binibigay niya sa kamay ni Almighty Father. And then, nasa prison na siya, ipinagkatiwala sa kanya ang dalawang officers, yung baker at saka yung cupbearer. At nagkaroon ng dreams, yung bear at cupbearer, tig-isa sila. At si Joseph ang nag-interpret ng dreams. So kung ano ang in-interpret ng dream ni Joseph, ganun ang nangyari. Because those interpretations were from the Almighty Father. He revealed it to Joseph. At ang sabi ni Joseph sa butler or sa cupbearer, pag nakabalik ka na sa pwesto mo as a cupbearer of Pharaoh, do not forget me. Pero yung baker, napugutan ng ulo, di ba? At itinali sa puno at kinain ng mga ibon yung katawan ng baker. Pero yung cupbearer, nakuha pa rin niya yung kanyang position as cupbearer. At ang sabi ni Joseph, promise me that you'll never forget me. So after 2 years pa bago nakapag-isip yung cupbearer. So si Joseph was 17. And then nakalabas siya ng prison, he was 30. Kasi tapos 2 years siyang nakakulong. 28, no? 28 years old siya nung in-interpret niya yung dream ng cupbearer and ng baker. Tapos nung 30 years old siya, naalala siya after 2 years bigla ng cupbearer. So hindi natin alam kung ilang taon si Joseph sa kulungan at ilang taon siya bilang isang household manager ni Potiphar. Kaya itong si Pharaoh, meron siyang dream na yung 7 cows na matataba at healthy, kinain ng 7 cows na mga payat at gaunt. Dalawang dream yon. Yung isang dream pa ni Pharaoh ay yung mga, ano ba yung isa pang dream niya? Dalawa kasi ang dream niya magkasunod. 7 heads of grain came up on one stalk, plump and good, at ang kinain yun ng 7 thin heads, blighted by the east wind, sprang up after them. So yun, dalawang dreams yun. Bakit dalawa ang dreams? To reiterate, para ipamukha kay Pharaoh na bigyan niyang pansin yung ganong dream na yon. So naalala si Joseph ng cupbearer at sinabi ng cupbearer na merong nag-i-interpret ng dream sa kanya. Ganun na nangyari sa kanya at yun nga na-reinstate siya as cupbearer dahil marami nang pinatawag si Pharaoh ng mga magicians and nag-i-interpret ng dreams, mga magis, mga mages, no? Pero wala nakapag-interpret ng kanyang dreams. Kaya ang ginawa niyang cupbearer, naalala niya si Joseph. At na-interpret siya ni Joseph. Because of the Almighty Father, gumagawa si Almighty Father ng way to save Joseph. Although ilang years ang nakakalipas, tinutupad ni Almighty Father ang kanyang mga pangako dahil si Almighty Father meron siyang sariling process. Kaya bago man naghumarap bilang mag-i-interpret ng dream si Joseph, inayusan muna siya ng damit, no? Pinalitan ng kanyang damit. So since wala na siyang damit ng nasa Israel, damit ngayon ng mga Egyptian ang suot niya, yung style ng damit niya iba na. Pati yung kanyang face, no, iba na rin. Kung ano yung style sa Egypt. Kasi nung time na to, yung Egypt, ancient civilization to, powerful nation. So, yung mga makeup, ang naka-invent, mga Egyptians, mga lipstick, mga pampakulay ng mukha, mga Egyptians. At saka sila rin ang nanguna sa kanila yung mga gamot-gamot. Mga recreational drugs. So civilized sila nung panahon na to at maganda yung kanilang technology. Na up to now, yung mga technology noon, hindi ma-explain ngayon. No? Kung i-check nyo sa internet, merong mga technology ang Egypt na up to now, hindi ma-explain kung paano ginawa. Example, yung pyramid. And up to now, hindi pa rin puzzled pa rin ang mga tao kung paano nagawa yung pyramid. Pero kung time nung ni Pharaoh, dahil lang explain niya, ganito lang ginawa namin, tapos di nyo maintindihan. Wala silang machine noon, no? Pero ang gagaling nila. Kasi nga, saan galing ang kanilang wisdom? Natutuhunan nila lahat kay Solomon. Lumilipat sila kay Solomon, naghihingi sila ng advice kung paano ang gagawin na ganito, kung paano ang pagpapatakbo ng mga bagay. Kaya si Solomon nung time noon ay maganda yung kanyang tingin sa kanya ng mga tao. At maganda silang mag-ukit itong mga tao noong unang panahon. Maganda sila sa mga sculpture. Nakalagay dito sa verse 32 ng Genesis chapter 41. And the dream was repeated to Pharaoh twice because the thing is established by God. Ini-establish the Almighty Father. Kaya dalawang beses siyang nakapanaginip ng same ang meaning. And God will shortly bring it to pass. No? Kagaya ng itong si Jacob and Esau, kambal sila, di ba? Pero, kahit nakambal sila, si Jacob at Esau, pangalawa si Jacob, mas angat siya kaysa kay Esau. The first shall be the last, and the last shall be the first. Inulit-ulit ni Almighty Father. Kanino niya inulit? Sa anak ni Judah at ni Tamar, kay Perez and Zerah. No? Dahil itong si Zerah, siya dapat ang panganay, kaya meron siyang red scarlet sa kamay, nilagyan siya ng midwife. Kasi siya, ibig sabihin ng panganay. Pero, ang lumabas si Perez. Dalawang beses, di ba? Dalawang beses na kambal, dalawang beses na pinakita ni Almighty Father. Bakit dalawang beses? Repeated twice. Because the thing is established by God. Noon pa man, gustong ipakita sa atin ni Almighty Father na wala sa seniority. Kundi, nasa plano lahat ni Almighty Father. The first shall be the last, and the last shall be the first. Binanggit din yun ni Jesus Christ. Laging dalawang binabanggit, just like yung mga parable, no? Binabanggit ni Jesus twice. Magkaibang story, pero yung meaning same. No? Example, parable of the hidden treasure, at saka parable of the pearl of great price. Same ang meaning. Although magkaiba sila ng mga gamit, no? Yung isa, hidden treasure. Yung isa naman, pearl of great price. Magkaiba sila, pero yung meaning iisa. Bakit? It's repeated twice. Because the thing is established by God. Intindi sa atin, ginatuyot. Kaya nga sinasabi ni Jesus, again, I tell you, there is a man. Ganun magsalita si Jesus, di ba? Nabasa natin sa Bible. Again, Nagsasalita si Jesus ng again. Bakit? Inuulit kasi niya to reiterate para maintindihan ng tao. Kasi nga, the thing, yung kung ano man ang gusto ni Almighty Father, pinapaintindi niya sa mga tao to establish to the people na ganun ang kanyang gagawin. Example, yung parable of the hidden treasure. Na si Almighty Father, siya ang hidden treasure. Na siya ang pearl of great price. Two parables with the same meaning. Example ulit. Parable of the wedding banquet and parable of the great feast. Two different parables but with same meaning. Naiintindihan na natin. Kaya inuulit ni Jesus Christ, again, I tell you. May mga again. Pag nabasa natin, di ba? Again. The kingdom of God is like this. Magbabanggit na si Jesus ng parable. Or yung parable of the wheat and tares. At saka yung parable of the parable of the wheat and tares and parable of the sower. No? Saan inilalagay yung mga walang kwenta? Sinusunog. Saan inilalagay yung mga importante? Sa barn. Iniingatan. Same ang meaning but different parable. Naintindihan natin. Kasi nga, in-establish ni Almighty Father. At pinapaintindi sa atin ni Jesus Christ. And all throughout the Bible, laging binabanggit si Jesus Christ. Bakit? Ini-establish ni Almighty Father si Jesus Christ na siya ang Savior. Genesis, merong starring role na naman si Jesus. Exodus, ando na naman si Jesus. Na sinisimbolize si Jesus. Leviticus, siya yung law, the fulfillment of the law, si Jesus Christ. Sa Numbers, andun pa rin si Jesus Christ. Sa Deuteronomy, andun pa rin. Sa Joshua, the commander of the army of the Almighty Father, si Jesus. Sa Judges, nung makita ni Manoah, what is your name? Why do you ask my name? Too wonderful for you to understand. Si Jesus yun. Ini-establish dito sa Bible si Jesus, yung mga prophets na merong darating na Savior na binabanggit si Isaiah, Jeremiah, si Malachi, si Habakkuk. Ini-establish dito sa Bible yung si Jesus Christ ang ating Savior. Naintindihan na natin? Iska, naintindihan, no? Naintindihan ko. Ngayon, balik ka rin tayo dito kay Pharaoh, no? Na dahil si Joseph, he interpreted the dreams of Pharaoh. Ngayon, ginawa siyang manager ni Pharaoh. Dahil 1/5 itatago yung mga yung 7 years of plenty, yung 1/5 lang lahat na makukuha nila sa bawat ani at sa bawat mga animals itatago nila para meron silang makukuha sa 7 years of famine. Maraming city ang Egypt, so bawat city merong mga storehouse or warehouse doon nila inilalagay. Kasi sabi ni Pharaoh, inasmuch as God has shown you all this, there's no one as discerning and wise as you. Kasi nga, si Almighty Father nagbigay ng wisdom kay Joseph. Kaya siya ang binigyan siya ng signet ring at binigyan siya ng necklace, gold necklace, na sinumisimbolize na siya ay servant ni Pharaoh at ipapakita lang niya yung signet ring ni Pharaoh, susundin na siya agad ng mga tao. kung ano man ang desisyon ni Joseph, yun ang gagawin ng mga tao. I have set you over all the land of Egypt. Plano to ni Almighty Father. Kaya sabi ni Pharaoh kay Joseph, I am Pharaoh, and without your consent, kung walang consent mo, no man may lift his hand or foot in all the land of Egypt. So, dapat merong consent mo, Joseph. Dahil ikaw, binibigyan kita ng authority to do things because you are full of wisdom. At iniba ni Pharaoh ang name ni Joseph, ginawa niyang Zaphnath Paneah. At binigyan siya ng asawa, si Asenath. Ang anak niya ni Joseph were Manasseh and Ephraim. Panganay si Manasseh, second si Ephraim. Tandaan natin yan, ano? Si Manasseh at saka si Ephraim. Joseph was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh, king of Egypt. So, 13, tapos 13 years siya. Tama ba? Hindi mo marunong magmata. 30 years old siya, 13 years, 11 years. Hindi natin alam kung ilan siya sa kulungan nagstay, no? At nagkita ulit sila ni Jacob when Joseph was 39 years old. So yung youth ni Joseph, he spent it in Egypt. Kaya natuto na siya magsalita ng Egyptian. Kasi yung kanyang unang master, si Potiphar, Egyptian ang salita nila. Kaya natuto siyang mag-Egyptian. So, bilingual itong si Joseph. At masaya siya, nagkaroon siya ng mga anak. So, 7 years, ang dami nilang naipon. Then the 7 years of plenty which were in the land of Egypt ended. After 7 years, nag-end. So, he was 37. And then, nag-start na yung famine. Ngayon, nagkita sila ng kanyang tatay when Joseph was 39. So, 2 years, no? 2 years. 2 years pa bago yung nakita ang kanyang tatay, yung famine, time of famine. The famine was in all lands, but in all the land of Egypt, there was bread. Laging may pagkain sa Egypt dahil nga sa kanilang naipon. May pera ang mga tao noon. Ang pera noon ay ginto, no? And silver. So kahit may pera sila, wala namang pagkain. Walang pagkain yung mga animals. Kasi nga famine. At dry yung land. Pag dry ang land, namamatay ang mga animals, walang makain na damo. Ngayon, ang tao naman walang mainom, wala ring makain ng mga fruits and vegetables, at syempre, wala rin silang animals dahil namamatay. No? The famine was over all the face of the earth. Buong mundo. Kaya ang ginawa ni Joseph, he opened the storehouses or yung mga warehouse. At nagbenta ng mga kung ano mang mga naipon nila sa mga Egyptians. The famine became severe in the land of Egypt. So kung severe ang famine sa Egypt, mas severe din ang famine in other nations. Because the famine was severe in all lands. Kaya lahat ng mga tao or lahat ng mga nations pumupunta sa Egypt to buy grain. Nababalitaan nila doon sa Egypt, nakakakain sila, meron silang doon. Meron silang mga grains doon. Doon tayo bibili. So, malayo ang tina-travel nila just to buy grain in Egypt. So, dito na tayo sa Genesis chapter 42. When Jacob saw that there was grain in Egypt, nabalitaan ni Joseph. Ni Jacob. When Jacob saw that there was grain in Egypt, no? Kasi naglalakad yung mga tao, doon meron kami nabibilhan doon kami sa Egypt bumibili. O nalaman ngayon ni Jacob, nakita niya kumakain yung mga tao. Saan nakakabili yun? Gulat siya, no? When Jacob saw that there was grain in Egypt, Jacob said to his sons, sinabi ni Jacob sa kanyang mga anak. Sinabi ni Israel sa kanyang mga anak, why do you look at one another? Bakit kayo nagtingin-tingin lang sa sarili ninyo? Nakatunganga lang kayo. Ito ang ibig sabihin ito. Why do you look at one another? Wala kayong ginagawa. Kayong magkakapatid, wala kayong ginagawa. Nagugutom na tayo. Wala kayong ginagawa. Tandaan natin, no, si Jacob or Israel. Nung namatay si Isaac, Jacob was 120 years old. Ngayon, si Jacob, nung naging 130 na siya, or nung si Israel naging 130 years old na siya, saka sila nagkita ni Joseph. So, paki-compute nga kung yung edad ni Joseph. Kung ilang taon, mahina kasi ako sa math BS math pa man din ang tinapos ko. Hindi ako marunong ng mga math. Age problem, coin problem. So, sabi ni Jacob or Israel, bakit kayo nakatunganga lang dyan? Nagtitinginan lang kayo magkakapatid. So, yung time na yon 11 na lang silang magkakapatid kasi syempre, iisip nila si Joseph, wala na. And he said, indeed, I have heard that there is grain in Egypt. Sabi ni Israel or Jacob, narinig ko, merong grain sa Egypt. Go to that place and buy for us there. Pumunta kayo dun sa lugar na yun para bumili kayo. Huwag kayong tunganga lang dito. Wala kayong ginagawa. That we may live and not die. Para mabuhay tayo. Hindi tayo mamamatay tayo sa gutom. Titinginan lang tayo. O, bili kayo ng ng grain sa Egypt. So Joseph's 10 brothers went down to buy grain in Egypt. Bakit 10 lang? Iniwan nila si Benjamin. So si Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Gad, Issachar, Dan, Naphtali, Asher. Sino pa ba? Basta 10 sila. Zebulun, no? So Joseph's 10 brothers went down to buy grain in Egypt, but Jacob did not send Joseph's brother Benjamin with his brothers, for he said, lest some calamity befall him. Ingat na ingat niya si Benjamin ni Jacob. Bakit? Kasi alam niya patay na si Joseph, wala na. Ngayon ayaw niyang makalayo sa kanya si Benjamin. Hindi niya gustong lumayo. Gusto niya laging kasama niya. Kasi nga, anak ni Rachel, mahal niya si Rachel. Gusto niya yung alaala ni Rachel. No. Matindi magmahal tong si Jacob. Kaya mahal naman si Benjamin kasi ito na lang nagtatitira. Wala na si Joseph. Ito lang si Benjamin na makakapagpaalala sa akin kay Rachel. Hindi na binabanggit si Leah. Bakit hindi binabanggit? Wala na si Leah. Bakit mas nauunang nawawala yung babae? Di ba si Abraham and Sarah, mas unang nawala si Sarah, mas unang umuwi siya kay Almighty Father. Si Isaac, mas naunang umuwi si Rebecca kaysa kay Isaac. Ito si Jacob, mas naunang umuwi si Rachel at saka si Leah kay Almighty Father kumpara kay Jacob. No? Si Miriam, nauna siya sa kanyang mga kapatid. Kinukuha ko muna yung mga babae. Verse 5, and the sons of Israel went to buy grain among those who journeyed, for the famine was in the land of Canaan. So, it's not just in Egypt where there was famine, but also in the land of Canaan. Kahit malayo, famine din. Hindi natin alam kung ito ay hindi umuulan, or kulang sa tubig, or merong dry spell. No? Pero, inahinayaan ni Almighty Father. Si Almighty Father lahat ang nagko-control. Okay? Our Father is in control of everything. Tornado, calamities, volcanic eruption, earthquake, typhoon, everything. Si Almighty Father, He is powerful. He created this world out of nothing. Our Father is powerful. So, kontrolado ni Almighty Father. Sabi niyo, akala ko pa pagmahal si Almighty Father, pati nahayaan niya maggutom ng kanyang mga anak. It's a test. Test for the people. Dahil merong mas magandang plano si Almighty Father for us. Okay? Now Joseph was governor over the land, and it was he who sold to all the people of the land. So, ang mga tao pumupunta kay Joseph at para bumili. Si Joseph mismo ang nagbebenta. And Joseph's brothers came and bowed down before him with their faces to the earth. Ngayon, dumating ngayon, dahil nandun si Joseph, siya ang nagbebenta, siya ang nag-check kung magkano ang kinuha niya. Ito ang sukle, magkano, ganon. Ilang shekels, ganon. Dumating yung kanyang mga brothers, yung 10 brothers. Yumuko sila kay Joseph. Natatandaan niyo yung dream, yung 10 sheaves. Yumuko. Yung 11 sheaves, yumuko kay Joseph. Ito na yung dream ni Joseph. Nagkatotoo na yung dream ni Joseph. And Joseph's brother came and bowed down before him with their faces to the earth. Joseph saw his brothers and recognized them. Nakita ni Joseph yung kanyang mga brothers. Kahit tumanda na, syempre makikita mo pa rin, ito magkakapatid to, parang kilala ko to. Ito yung mga kapatid ko. But he acted as a stranger to them. Pero hindi agad-agad nagpakilala si Joseph. Kinontrol niya muna yung sarili niya. Although sa loob-loob niya, miss na yung mga kapatid niya. Pero he controlled himself. And spoke roughly to them. Umarte-arte pa siya, no, kunyari, stricto siya. Then he said to them, "Where do you come from?" And they said, "From the land of Canaan to buy food." Saan kayo galing? Hindi namukhaan ng mga brothers ni Joseph, si Joseph, kasi nga iba na ang itsura ni Joseph, and at the same time, iba rin ang kanyang damit. Alam natin yung mga Egyptian, naglalagay sila ng mga kung ano, ng mga sa mata, no? Ano sila? Very vain ang mga Egyptians. Kasi nga, ancient civilization, sila yung angat sa lahat ng nations. Then he said to them, "Where do you come from?" And they said, "From the land of Canaan to buy food." Galing kami ng Canaan, bibili kami ng pagkain. Pero, ang usapan nila, may translator. So Joseph recognized his brothers, but they did not recognize him. Then Joseph remembered the dreams which he had dreamed about them. natandaan ni Joseph, ito mga panaginip ko, ito na pala yung panaginip ko. Ito na. After so many years. Ito na. Hindi naman gusto ni Joseph na yumuko sa kanya ang mga kapatid. Pero ito na yung panaginip ko. So, nung matandaan niya yung panaginip niya, yung mga kapatid ko, yung tatay ko, and said to them, "You are spies. Espiya kayo. You have come to see the nakedness of the land or the exposed parts of the land." Gusto niyong sakupin kami, no? Spy kayo. Alam ko, sabi ni Joseph. Kunyari lang, yung umaarte lang siya. And they said to him, "No, my lord, but your servants have come to buy food." Hindi. Kaya 10 kami, kasi bibili kami ng pagkain. We are all one man's sons. We are honest men. Your servants are not spies. Sabi ng mga magkakapatid. So 10 sila. Kasi gulat si Joseph, bakit ang dami ninyo? Magkakapatid kayo? Spy kayo. Hindi kayo magkakapatid. Yun ang kunyari lang na niya. Pero alam niyo magkakapatid. But he said to them, "No, but you have come to see the nakedness of the land." Gusto niyo kaming sakupin? No. Ha? Kasi meron kami pagkain dito. Yun ang ibig sabihin. And then they said, "Your servants are 12 brothers." Hindi. 12 kami magkakapatid. Mga servants mo kami, 12 kami magkakapatid. The sons of one man in the land of Canaan. And in fact, the youngest is with our father today, and one is no more. 12 kami, yung youngest, so pertaining to Benjamin, is with our father, sabi ng magkakapatid. And one is no more, yung isa wala na. So yung one is no more, si Joseph yon, ibig sabihin. But Joseph said to them, "It is as I spoke to you, saying you are spies." Hindi. Mga spies kayo, espiya kayo. "In this manner, you shall be tested by the life of Pharaoh. You shall not leave this place unless your youngest brother comes here." Kasi alam ni Joseph na nagugutom ang kanyang mga kapatid. Pati na yung kanyang tatay. Alam niya yon. Kaya gumagawa siya ng way para makapunta yung kanyang father at yung youngest brother niya sa Egypt. Kaya umaarte siya. Kasi para hindi sila magutom. "In this manner, you shall be tested by the life of Pharaoh. You shall not leave this place unless your youngest brother comes here. Send one of you and let him bring your brother, and you shall be kept in prison. Send one of you and let him bring your brother, and you shall be kept in prison, and your words may be tested to see whether there is any truth in you, or else by the life of Pharaoh, surely you are spies." Hindi, idalin mo nga dito yung isa, yung brother ninyo. Yung isa matira sa inyo dito. Ngayon, kunin niyo yung brother ninyo. Yung isa dito matira. May iwan dito yung isa yung kapatid. Kunin niyo yung brother ninyo, yung bunso niyo, para malaman ko kung totoo na kayo ay mga kapatid. Kasi kung hindi niyo gagawin yon, spy kayo, gusto niyo kaming sakupin. So, he put them all together in prison 3 days. Pinakulong ni Joseph sa kulungan 3 araw. Then Joseph said to them the 3rd day, "Do this and live, for I fear God." Ganito ang gawin ninyo sa 2nd araw. "If you are honest men, let one of your brothers be confined to your prison house." Isa lang ang matitira dito sa kulungan. "But you go and carry grain for the famine of your houses." Pero kayo, sige, umuwi na kayo. At dalhin nyo rito yung youngest brother, and bring your youngest brother to me, so your words will be verified and you shall not die. Isa ang matitira sa inyo rito, ha? Sige, umalis kayo, pero pagbalik ninyo, dapat dala-dala ninyo yung youngest brother ninyo as proof. And they did so. Then they said to one another, "We are truly guilty concerning our brother." Alam mo, guilty tayo sa ginawa natin sa kapatid natin kay Joseph. "For we saw the anguish of his soul when he pleaded with us." Kasi nakita natin na nagmamakaawa sa atin si Joseph nung time na yun. "And we would not hear, therefore this distress has come upon us." pinaparusahan tayo. Kasi nakita natin na nagmamakaawa sa atin si Joseph, pero hindi natin siya pinakinggan. Ngayon nararanasan natin ngayon yung anguish na naranasan ni Joseph. Parusa sa atin ito. And Reuben answered them, saying, Did I not speak to you, saying, Do not sin against the boy, and you would not listen? Sabi ni Reuben, yung panganay, di ba kinausap ko kayo? Huwag niyong sasaktan yung boy, kasi nga bata, kaya boy. Pero ayaw niyo makinig. Therefore, behold, his blood is now required of us. Ngayon, ito na nangyayari ngayon sa atin. Parusa na sa atin to, kasi sabi ko sa inyo, huwag niyong saktan. Huwag nating hayaang kung ano man mangyari sa boy na yon, kay Joseph nga. But they did not know that Joseph understood them. Hindi nila alam, nag-uusap-usap kasi sila, malakas ang boses nila. Hindi alam ng magkakapatid na 10 na naiintindihan sila ni Joseph. Kasi ang akala ng 10 na magkakapatid, hindi sila naiintindihan. Kasi nga Egyptian ang salita ni Joseph. For he spoke to them through an interpreter. Kasi nga, nakikipag-communicate si Joseph through an interpreter. Mayroong taga-interpret. So, noon pa man, meron ng bilingual na mga tao. Si Joseph, bilingual na. And he turned himself away from them and wept. So, umiyak si Joseph, tumalikod muna ng konti. No? Lumayo-layo muna. Umiyak siya. And then he returned to them again. Inayos muna niya yung sarili niya bago siya humarap. Kunyari, tapang-tapangan yung mukha niya. And talked with them. And he took Simeon from them. Si Simeon ang kinuha niya. Yung pangalawang kapatid. Pangalawa sa panganay. And bound him before their eyes. Tinali. Sarap ng mga magkakapatid. So 9 na lang sila. 9 silang umuwi kay Israel. Then Joseph gave a command to fill their sacks with grain. Inutusan na punuin yung kanilang sako ng mga grain. Grain of wheat or barley. Or corn, no? Yung may mga grains, di ba? To restore every man's money to his sack. Ibalik yung pera sa kaniyang sako. And to give them provisions for the journey, thus he did for them. At may mga provision pa para sa kanilang pagta-travel dahil malayo ang travel time. Gaano ba kalayo? Hindi, kasi kung punong-puno yung camel nila, hindi na sila makakasakay sa camel. Maglalakad na lang sila. Pero kung wala silang dala-dala, sasakay sila sa camel. Pero kung puno yung camel nila, mahihirapan yung camel. So they loaded their donkeys pa lang sakay, di mas hirap. Kasi itong donkey, mabagal na, maikli pa yung legs ng donkey. Kumpara sa camel, no? Donkey. Okay? At saka maliit lang yung donkey. Ha? Hindi sila makakasakay, maikli ang paa ng donkey, yung legs ng donkey. With the grain and departed from there. Buy food. 6 to 7 days by foot yung layo ng Egypt sa Israel. 1 week. Ang layo nun, ano? Nalalakad ka. Siyempre, 1 week, non-stop yon. Siyempre, meron silang stopover dahil mapapahinga pa sila, matutulog sila, kakain sila. So they loaded their donkeys with the grain and departed from there. But as one of them opened his sack to give his donkey feed at the encampment, merong station kasi na parang doon ka pwedeng huminto para magpahinga. Encampment. Hindi pa yun yung bahay nila. Parang magta-travel ka tapos merong lodging house, pero hindi lodging house, parang encampment lang, parang open space tapos nandun yung mga tao. nagagather yung mga tao para magpahinga. So yun na isang encampment. But as one of them opened his sack to give his donkey feed at the encampment, dahil nga pagod, he saw his money, and there it was in the mouth of his sack. Nandun yung pera. Pagbukas ng sako, andon yung pera. Yung pera, walang walang papel na pera nun, no? It's either gold or silver. Yung pera, coins. So he said to his brothers, "My money has been restored, and there it is in my sack." Then their hearts failed them. Nalungkot sila. Kinabahan sila. 9 silang kinabahan. Nakita nila kasi yung pera nila nandun sa sako. And they were afraid, saying to one another, "What is this that God has done to us?" Anong nangyari? Bakit nasa atin yung pera natin? Kaya sila nag-alala, feeling nila, baka sabihin ninakaw natin. Nagbayad naman tayo, pero ba't nasa atin yung pera natin? Then they went to Jacob their father in the land of Canaan, and told him all that had happened to them, saying, "The man who is Lord of the land spoke roughly to us, and took us for spies of the country." Yung lalaki na na-meet namin, yung nagbebenta ng grain, stricto. He spoke roughly or harshly to us. At napagkamalampak ng mga espiya na gusto namin sakupin yung Egypt. But we said to him, "We are honest men, we are not spies." Pero nakiusap kami sa kanya na kami ay mga honest na mga tao at hindi kami mga espiya. "We are 12 brothers, sons of our father. One is no more, and the youngest is with our father's day in the land of Canaan." Itong sinabi namin na mayroon kaming kapatid na 2 pa. Yung isa nasa father namin, yung youngest, tapos isa wala na. Nasa Canaan yung tatay namin kasama ng youngest. Then the man, the lord of the country, said to us, "By this I will know that you are honest men. Leave one of your brothers here with me. Take food for the famine of your households, and be gone." Kinausap kami ng lalaki, yung nag-manager doon na nagbebenta ng grains. Kung talagang honest men daw kami, iiwan daw namin yung isa sa aming mga kapatid. Kaya tingnan nyo, ilan na lang kami ngayon, 9 na lang kami. Sabi nila, kaya 9 na lang kami. Ito pa si Benjamin, 10. Wala yung 2. Si Simeon na iwan. "But this I will know that you are honest men. Leave one of your brothers here with me. Take food for the famine of your households, and be gone." Dali namin ang pagkain at umuwi na kami. "And bring your youngest brother to me, so I shall know that you are not spies, that you are honest men. I will grant your brother to you, and you may trade in the land." Ngayon, ang usapan, isama namin yung youngest brother namin para mapagkatiwalaan kami na kami ay totoong tao. Dapat pagbalik namin, dala-dala na namin si Benjamin para makuha namin yung si Simeon. Dahil naiwan si Simeon, para hindi kami mapagkamalang spies, kailangan meron kaming proof na yung youngest brother namin na totoo ang sinasabi namin. Then it happened as they emptied their sacks that surprisingly each man's bundle of money was in his sack. And when they and their father saw the bundles of money, they were afraid. Ngayon, nung binuksan na nila yung sako nila, di ba yung sako sa encampment, binuksan ng isa, nandun yung kanyang pera. No? Natakot sila, ba't nandyan yung pera mo? Isa lang siya noon, naka-discover na yung pera niya nando. Dito sa verse 28. "My money has been restored, and there it is in my sack." So akala nila, iisa lang ang yung money nila nando sa sako ng kanilang kapatid. Hindi nila alam, pagbukas nila, lahat ng sako, nandun lahat yung pera. Pera nila. Then it happened as they emptied their sacks that surprisingly each man's bundle of money was in his sack, and when they and their father saw the bundles of money, they were afraid. And Jacob said, And Jacob their father said to them, "You have buried me. Joseph is no more, Simeon is no more, and you want to take Benjamin." Pinapalungkot niyo ako, gusto niyo akong umiyak, magluksa. Wala na si Joseph. Si Simeon wala na, nandun na, naiwan na. Ngayon gusto niyo pang dalhin si Benjamin. All these things are against me. Ayoko, hindi ako papayag. Wala na si Joseph, si Simeon na wala na. Si Benjamin, dadalhin niyo pa? Then Reuben spoke to his father. Si Reuben yung panganay, saying, "Kill my 2 sons if I do not bring him back to you. Put him in my hands and I will bring him back to you." Pag hindi namin na ibalik si Benjamin, patayin mo na yung 2 kong anak. Sabi ni Reuben, kung hindi namin maibalik si Benjamin sa'yo, ako na ang umaako, patayin mo yung 2 anak ko. Pero ibigay mo sa amin si Benjamin. Para ibabalik namin sa iyo si Benjamin. Ipapakita lang namin si Benjamin doon. Tapos pag nakita na nung Egyptian na nagbebenta sa amin ng grain, si Benjamin, makukuha na namin si Simeon. O di happy-happy na tayo. Uwi na kami. Gano'n. Verse 38, but he said, "My son shall not go down with you." Hindi ako papayag, sabi ni Israel. For his brother is dead and he is left alone. Wala, hindi ako papayag. Patay na si Joseph, yung kapatid niya. Ngayon, mag-isa na lang siya. If any calamity should befall him, kung ano man ang mangyari sa kanya, kay Benjamin, along the way in which you go, kung ano man ang mangyari, halimbawa may mga hayop nagkaroon ng trauma, si Israel. Baka may hayop na naman, hindi ko ma-imagine kung ano mangyari. Kasi nga matanda na siya, tsaka nervyos na. Kung ano na experience niya sa buhay. If any calamity should befall him along the way in which you go, then you would bring down my gray hair with sorrow to the grave. Mamamatay ako, sabi ni Israel. Mamamatay akong malungkot at nagluluksa kung ganyang hindi nyo maibabalik sa akin si Benjamin. Dahil baka kung anong mangyari sa kalye, sa daan, baka may hayop na naman, naggaya na nangyari kay Joseph. Hindi ko ma-imagine anong mangyayari ngayon sa akin. Hindi ko makakaya, mamamatay ako, sabi ni Israel. So naubos na yung kanilang grain. Genesis chapter 43. Now the famine was severe in the land kasi nga 7 years. So, naubos na yung kanilang grain. Tipid nila yung kanilang pagkain. Naubos na. Kasi hindi lang naman sila ang kakain. May mga anak sila, may family sila. And it came to pass, when they had eaten up the grain, which they had brought from Egypt, that their father said to them, "Go back, buy us a little food." Naku, mamamatay na ulit tayo sa gutom, bumalik na kayo. Buhay pa na tong time na to si Leah. Pero mas nauna si Leah namatay kaysa kay Jacob. Go back, buy us a little food. Ubus na yung mga pagkain na binili natin sa Egypt. Bumalik na kayo ulit. But Judah spoke to him, yung pang-apat na anak si Judah, saying, "The man solemnly warned us." Binigyan kami ng warning nung lalaki nagbebenta ng grain. Saying, "You shall not see my face unless your brother is with you." Hindi kami pwedeng bumili ng grain hanggat hindi namin kasama yung bunso naming kapatid. Dahil yun ang kabilin-bilinan ng nagbebenta ng grain. Hindi natin alam kung ilang months ang nakalipas, no? Nung naubos nila yung grain nila. "If you send our brother with us, we will go down and buy you food." Kung kasama namin si Benjamin, bibili ka namin ng pagkain. Pero kung hindi kami makakasama, hindi kami bibentahan nun. So si Simeon, ang tagal niya nandun sa Egypt. Naiwan kasi siya. But if you will not send him, we will not go down. For the man said to us, you shall not see my face unless your brother is with you. And Israel said, why did you deal so wrongfully with me? Or wickedly with me? Bakit ganito kayo sa akin? Masyado kayong wicked sa akin. As to tell the man whether you had still another brother. Bakit nyo kasi sinabi na meron pa kayong isa pang kapatid? Bakit kayo ganyan sabi? Bigyan nyo pa ako ng problema. But they said, the man asked us pointedly about ourselves. Kasi gusto ng tao malaman kung sino kami. Kaya binanggit namin yung honest kasi kami sa kanya. And our family as saying, is your father still alive? Kasi tinanong niya rin kasi kami kung buhay pa yung tatay namin. Have you another brother? Kung may kapatid pa rin kami. And we told him according to these words. Could we possibly have known that he would say, bring your brother down? Malalaman ba namin na may isip ba namin na ibabalik namin ng aming, na gusto niyang makita si Benjamin? Tinatanong lang naman niya kami. Kaya sumasagot kami ng tama or maayos. Pero hindi naman namin naiisip na gusto niyang makita yung youngest na si Benjamin. Then Judah said to Israel, his father, send the lad with me, and we will arise and go, that we may live and not die, both we and you and also our little ones. Pati yung mga anak namin, baka magutom na, ikaw magugutom ka na rin. Lahat tayo gutom na dito. Dalhin mo na. Ipagkatiwala mo na sa akin si Benjamin, sabi ni Judah. I myself will be surety for him. Ako na insurance. I myself will be surety for him. From my hand you shall require him. If I do not bring him back to you and set him before you, then let me bear the blame forever. Ako ang sisihin mo, ako ang insurance mo. Ako ang sa akin ka magalit kung hindi ko maibalik si Benjamin sa iyo. Inako, no, ni Judah. Ibang ugali ni Judah, no. Inako niya na kung hindi ko maibabalik si Benjamin, sa akin ka magalit. Ako ang insurance, ako ang surety. For if we had not lingered, surely by now we would have returned this time. Kung hindi tayo nagpatagal dito pa, siguro nakabalik na kami. Kaya magdesisyon ka na, tay. Wala naman, tay. Magdesisyon ka na kasi kung hindi, dapat nakabalik na kami ngayon. Di ba? 1 week yon. Walang tigil ang lakad. Pero kung 2 weeks yon, may pahinga yon. For if we had not lingered, surely by now we would have returned this second time. And their father Israel said to them, if it must be so, then do this. Kung ganyan na mangyari, ito gawin nyo. Take some of the best fruits of the land. Yung mga prutas na pinakamagaganda. In your vessels and carry down a present for the man. Bigyan nyo ng regalo yung lalaki. A little balm, and a little honey, spices and myrrh, pistachio nuts, and almonds. Bigyan ninyo. Kasi yung grain, yung kanilang staple food. Parang kanin. Hindi sila makakain ng walang kanin, no? Or ng walang grain. Wheat or barley or parang pastries or cakes, ganon. Nakikita niyo naman, 'di ba, sa Middle East, may mga kanin sila, may mga kung ano silang carbohydrates. Take double money in your hand, and take back in your hand the money that was returned in the mouth of your sacks. Perhaps it was an oversight. Dalhin nyo doble ang pera na dalhin ninyo para makapagbayad kayo ng doble. Kahit doble ng bayad, sige. Magdala pa kayo ng prutas, pistachio nuts, bigyan nyo doon sa nag-overseer ng pagbebenta ng grains, pati almonds, myrrh. Yung myrrh, inaamoy yun, ano? Parang incense yun. Parang oil na may amoy. spices, honey. Pati na yung ibinalik na pera sa inyo, i-ano nyo rin. Dali nyo rin, ibalik nyo sa kanila. Baka kasi sabihin hindi tayo nababayad. Baka nagkamali lang sila kaya naibalik sa iyo yung pera. Perhaps it was an oversight. Take your brother also and arise. Go back to the man. Sige na, dali nyo na si Benjamin. And may God Almighty give you mercy before the man, that he may release your brother and Benjamin. Nang sa ganon, at may awa ang Diyos sa atin. Nabigyan kayo ng tulungan tayo ni Almighty Father para do sa lalaki na yon na pakawalan na si Simeon at si Benjamin ay makabalik. If I am bereaved, I am bereaved. Kung ganito talaga mangyayari sa akin, ito na talaga, sige, go. Sabi ni Israel. Kung magmumorn ako, kung maglalament ako, kung magsasuffer ako, sige, magsuffer na ako. Kasi ayaw na ayaw talaga ni Israel ipasama si Benjamin. Pero kung sige, mapipilitan tayo kasi hindi lang si Israel ang magugutom, hindi lang yung mga anak niya, kundi may mga family rin, yung mga anak niya, may mga apo at apo sa tuhod. So the men took that present and Benjamin, and they took double money in their hand, and arose and went down to Egypt, and they stood before Joseph. Double the money, kasama pa yung perang ibinalik, so tatlong pera yun, ano? Tatlong doble ang dala nila, taka yung binalik na pera, so bali tatlo. Triple money ang dadala sa kanilang kamay. Para ibalik yung isa, and then yung isa, doble ang bayad nila. Ngayon nakaharap na nila si Joseph. When Joseph saw Benjamin with them, he said to the steward of his house, "Take this man to my home and slaughter an animal and make ready." Nung makita ni Joseph si Benjamin, gusto ni Joseph na mag-celebrate. Kaya nagpapatay ng hayop at magpapakain ng mga tao. For these men will dine with me at noon. Kakain sila kasama ko. Then the men did as Joseph ordered, and the man brought the men into Joseph's house. May sariling bahay na si Joseph. Binigyan siya ng bahay ni Pharaoh, provision. Now the men were afraid because they were brought into Joseph's house. Takot na takot yung mga si Reuben, si Levi. Takot na takot yung magkakapatid. And they said, "It is because of the money which was returned in our sacks for the first time that we are brought in." Ito yata yung dahilan kung bakit. Kasi binalik sa atin yung pera natin, nakita natin, di ba? Yung pera nandun. Baka yun yung dahilan kung bakit tayo gustong dalhin sa bahay ng nagbebenta ng grain. Kasi hindi pa rin nila kilala si Joseph. So that he may make a case against us and seize us and take us slaves with our donkeys. Kasama yung mga donkey natin, gagawin kaming slave. Hindi tayo makakauwi sa atin, kabado sila. Paano yung pamilya natin, yung asawa natin, paano na nangyayari sa atin? When they drew near that steward of Joseph's house, they talked with him at the door of the house, and they said, "Oh sir, we indeed came down the first time to buy food." Nakipag-usap sila, nakiusap talaga sila. Halos mga yak-yak na. But it happened when we came to the encampment, that we opened our sacks, and there each man's money was in the mouth of his sack, our money in full weight. Kasi nga, walang papel na pera nun, kundi timbangan. Kaya our money in full weight. No? Walang papel na pera nun. So we have brought it back in our hand. Kaya ito dadala ulit namin. Yung pera na nandun sa sako namin, dala namin. Okay? Ganyan syempre kasi balot yun eh. And we have brought down other money in our hands to buy. We do not know who put our money in our sacks. At may dala pa kami ibang pera. Maliban dito sa daming pera na nakita namin sa sako namin nung una kaming pumunta dyan para magbayad. Nagbayad kami, pero nasa sako namin. Pero ibabalik namin sa inyo ito yun. Pero meron pa kaming pera dito, doble pa. Ibabayad din namin sa ito. We do not know who put our money in our sacks. But he said, peace be with you, do not be afraid. Your God and the God of your father has given you treasure in your sacks. I had your money. Then he brought Simeon out to them. Hindi, yung pera na nasa sako ninyo, pera nyo yun eh. Kasi nasa sa akin na yung pera ninyo, nakabayad na kayo sa akin, sabi ni Joseph. Nakabayad na kayo sa akin. Yung nasa sako ninyo, hindi naman akin yun eh. Hindi naman sa amin yun. Nakabayad na kayo sa akin. I had your money. Yung pera na nasa sako ninyo, your God and the God of your father has given you treasure in your sacks. Yung pera na nakuha nyo sa sako ninyo, bigay sa inyo ni God. At God ng father mo, yung pera na yun. Pero yung pera ninyo, nasa akin na, nakabayad na kayo sa akin. Sabi ni Joseph. Tsaka nilabas niya si Simeon. Nilabas na wala na sa kulungan. So the man brought the men into Joseph's house and gave them water, and they washed their feet, and he gave their donkeys feed. Bakit sila naghugas ng paa? Kasi nga madumi, naglalakad sila alikabok. No? Kaya makababasa lagi natin, they wash their feet, they wash. Maalikabok kasi, walang semento. Yung lupa, pagbasa, clay, pag dry, alikabok. They washed their feet, and he gave their donkeys feed. And then they made a present ready for Joseph's coming at noon, for they heard that they would eat bread there. Kaya, yan, yung regalo natin, yung pistachio, yung almonds, yung myrrh, yung honey, ilabas na natin, di ba, sabi ng tatay, ibibigyan natin ito. I-present nila, inihanda nila. For they heard that they would eat bread there. Narinig nila nakakain sila ng tinapay. And when Joseph came home, they brought him the present, which was in their hand, into the house, and bowed down before him to the earth. Yung bow down nila to the earth, yung ulo nila nasa lupa. Nagbabow down hanggang lupa. Hindi lang half body na nakabow down. Buong ulo. Yung ulo mismo nandun sa lupa. Then he asked them about their well-being, and he said, Is your father well? Okay ba yung father nyo? The old man of whom you spoke, is he alive? Okay ba siya? Buhay pa ba siya? Kamusta na siya? And they answered, Your servant, your father, is in good health. Maayos naman yung tatay namin. He's still alive. And they bowed their heads down and prostrated themselves. Maayos po ang tatay namin. Nandun pa rin mababa pa rin yung ulo nila. Ibig sabihin, nirespeto nila. No? Yung panaginip ni Joseph. Then he lifted his eyes and saw his brother Benjamin, his mother's son, and said, Is this your younger brother of whom you spoke to me? And he said, God be gracious to you, my son. Ito ba yung youngest nyo? Bagong kita ko lang siya ba yun? Si Benjamin, yung brother ninyo? Is this your younger brother? Sinabi niyo sa akin. So he blessed the boy. God be gracious to you, my son. Now his heart yearned for his brother. Na-miss niya yung kanyang kapatid. So Joseph made haste and sought somewhere to weep. Nagmadali si Joseph. Pinipigan niya yung kanyang sarili, yung kanyang emotions. Gusto niyang umiyak. And he went into his chamber and wept there. Nagpunta siya sa kanyang kwarto at dun siya umiyak. Kagulgul na iyak. Ngayon, lalabas na siya ng kwarto. Kunyari, straight face na naman siya. Kunyari, no reaction lang. Then he washed his face and came out. And he restrained himself and said, Serve the bread. Nang pagkaiyak niya, lumabas na siya. Inayos niya yung mukha niya. Sige, pakain niyo na tao. Serve the bread. So they set him a place by himself and them by themselves. So they set him a place by himself. Mag-isa lang sa isang table si Joseph. And them by themselves. Nakahiwalay yung kanyang 11 brothers sa ibang table. And the Egyptians who ate with him by themselves. Yung mga Egyptians naman, iba rin ang table. So, 1, 2, 3. Kung iaan natin, tatlong table yon, nakahiwalay ang table ni Joseph, nakahiwalay ang table ng magkakapatid na 11 brothers, nakahiwalay ang table ng mga Egyptians. Because the Egyptians could not eat food with the Hebrews, for that is an abomination to the Egyptians. Hindi sila pwede magsamang kumain sa isang table kasi nga, ayaw ng mga Egyptian, abomination daw sa mga Egyptian. Choosy yung mga Egyptian. Kasi nga mataas ang tingin na sa kanilang sarili. Yung time na to, no? Verse 33. And they sat before him. The firstborn according to his birthright, and the youngest according to his youth. Isa-isa. Kung si Panganay, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah. Sunod-sunod sila. The firstborn according to his birthright, and the youngest according to his youth. And the men looked in astonishment at one another. Gulat sila. Then he took servings to them from before him, but Benjamin's serving was 5 times as much as any of theirs. So they drank and were merry with him. Nagulat sila dahil nakipagsalo sa kanila si Joseph. May sariling pwesto dapat kasi si Joseph, no? Pero ginawa niya, nakisali siya dun sa brothers niya. Pero hindi pa siya nagpapakilala. They sat before him. Hindi siya nagpapakilala. Tapos, binigyan ng serving siya magkakapatid. Pero kay Benjamin, halimbawa, isang pirasong manok, o binigyan 5 pirasong manok. Ganun kasi ang servings. Nakikita niyo naman ngayon, di ba? Sa Middle East, pag nagluluto sila, ang laki ng ng kawali. Hindi kaya sa camera. Malaking talyase, ang lutuan nila. Ang lalaki ng lutuan nila. Kung nakita niyo no sa internet, i-check niyo. Kung magluto sila, banyera or bandehado, hindi lang ganyan yung lalagyan ng ulam. Pang isang tao lang yung ganitong lalagyan. So they drank and were merry with him. Pero akala pa rin nila si Joseph ay isang Egyptian. Pero may interpreter, no? And he commanded the steward of his house, saying, fill the men's sacks with food, as much as they can carry. Genesis chapter 44. Punuin yung sako ng kanilang mga pagkain, kung gaano kadami ang kaya nilang buhatin. And put each man's money in the mouth of his sack. Pati yung pera, ibalik nyo na rin. Lagay nyo sa sako. Also, put my cup, the silver cup, in the mouth of the sack of the youngest, and his grain money. Ito, meron akong cup dito, silver to. Ilagay yung youngest, di ba? Kita nyo yun, yung youngest na yun, yung pinakabata. Ilagay mo yung silver cup ko sa sako niya, pati yung kanyang pera. Ibalik mo. So he did according to the word that Joseph had spoken. Akala na okay na tayo. Naku, okay na, makakauwi na tayo. Wala nang problema. Yay! Malakpak. Kumain, masaya tayo. Nakakain tayo. Ang sarap ng pagkain. Nakakauwi na tayo. Ito na si Simeon. Naku, Benjamin. Naku, nagkakwento na sila. Masaya-masaya na sila. As soon as the morning dawned, the men were sent away. Nung yung umaga na, pinauwi na yung mga magkakapatid, yung 11 na brothers. they and their donkeys. Bakit hindi camel ang dala-dala nila? When they had gone out of the city and were not yet far off, Joseph said to his steward, hindi pa man sila nakakalayo, nandun pa sila sa out na ng city, pero hindi pa malayo. And we're not yet far off. Joseph said to his steward, get up, follow the men, and when you overtake them, say to them, why have you repaid evil with good? Gising kayo, tumayo na kayo, sundan ninyo yung mga pinaalis natin. Kunin nyo sila, ibalik nyo dito. At sabihin sa kanila, why have you repaid evil with good? Why have you repaid evil for good? Maayos ang pagpapakita natin sa kanila, pero evil ang pinakita sa atin. Is not this the one from which my Lord drinks, and with which he indeed practices divination? You have done evil in so doing. Alam niyo yung divination? Kasi nga sa Egypt, meron silang divination doon. Alam natin na yung divination, ayaw ni Almighty Father yun. Pero nandun si Joseph, pero hindi naman siya nagpa-practice ng divination. Okay? Ginawa lang niya yun, umarte-arte lang siya. Ito lang sasabihin niya, is not this the one from which my Lord drinks? Itong cup na to. Ito yung cup na silver, di ba? Dito iniinom yung yung my Lord, with which he indeed practices divination. Ito rin ang ginagamit niya pag nagpa-practice siya ng divination. Alam niyo yung practice ng divination, titingin ka sa cup, tapos pagtingin mo sa cup, kung ano yung nakikita mo, ganun yan sa mga nag-divination, no? Hindi natin dapat ginagawa ng mga Christian. Pero, ito yung kanyang, kasi nga sa Egypt, ganun ang ginagawa. So, gumawa lang ng dahilan si Joseph. You have done evil in so doing. No? Dahil sa cup, ba't nasa inyo ang cup? Ito ang iniinuman ng master namin, ng Lord namin. Ito rin ang kanyang ginagamit for divination. So he overtook them, and he spoke to them these words. And they said to him, why does my Lord say this, the words, far be it from us that your servant should do such a thing? Bakit sinasabi niyo sa amin? Hindi namin gagawin yun. Hindi kami masamang tao, hindi namin gagawin magnakaw. Look, we brought back to you from the land of Canaan the money which we found in the mouth of our sacks. How then could we steal silver or gold from your Lord's house? Ibinalik nga namin yung pera, di ba? Bibigay nga namin sa kanya eh. Pero bakit mo sasabihin magnanakaw kami ng silver or gold sa bahay ng Lords, sa your Lords? Kasi nga tauhan ang pinadala ni Joseph. With whomever of your servants it is found, let him die. And we also will be my Lord's slaves. Yung iniisip ninyo na cup, sige, i-check nyo sa amin. Kung sino ang makitaan ng cup, mamatay na siya. Sabi niya na, let him die. At kami, yung walang cup, kami naman, ay magiging slave ng Lord mo. Sige, hanapin mo sa amin, sa sako namin, sa dadala namin. And he said, now also let it be according to your words. He with whom it is found shall be my slave, and you shall be blameless. Hindi. Ito ang gagawin ko. Magiging slave kung kanino ko man makita yung cup. Pero yung walang laman na cup, na silver cup, sila ay walang kasalanan. Then each man speedily let down his sack to the ground, and each opened his sack. So nagmamadali ngayon sila, may kanya-kanya kasi silang sako, kanya-kanya sila ng family. At may sako sila para kay Israel and Leah. Buhay pa si Leah, no? So he searched, he began with the oldest and left off with the youngest. And the cup was found in Benjamin's sack. So oldest was Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, Naphtali, Issachar. Sino pa ba? Asher, Zebulun. And then si Benjamin, diba? Nakalimutan ba ako? Oh, sorry. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Issachar, Zebulun. And then after Zebulun was Benjamin, kasi isip nila wala na si Joseph. Pero meron din silang provision for Dinah. Although si Dinah walang binanggit na anak, no? Then so he searched, he began with the oldest and left off with the youngest, and the cup was found in Benjamin's sack. Then they tore their clothes. They lamented, they more nag-iyakan na sila. Ba't nasa iyo, Benjamin? Anong ginawa mo, Benjamin? And each man loaded his donkey and returned to the city. Iyakan sila, kabado sila. Ano na mangyari sa tatay nila? Isinakay ulit sa donkey yung kanilang mga dala-dalahin. Balik ulit sila sa bahay, sa city ng Egypt, kung saan nila binili yung grains. So Judah and his brothers came to Joseph's house. Doon ulit sa bahay ni Joseph. And he was still there, and they fell before him on the ground. Nagmakaawa sila kay Joseph. Iyakan sila. Bahay ni Joseph, balik sila. And Joseph said to them, "What deed is this you have done? Did you not know that such a man as I can certainly practice divination?" Anong ginawa ninyo? Bakit gito ang ginawa ninyo? Hindi nyo ba alam na ako, nagpa-practice ako ng divination? Sabi ni Joseph. Pero hindi naman siya nagpa-practice ng divination. Tinatakot lang niya. I can certainly practice divination. At saka ibig sabihin nun, kaya niyang manghula. Ano? Kasi yung divination, panghuhula yun. Kaya ko yun. Ha? Ano na, kakala ninyo, makakaligtas kayo sa akin. Nagpa-practice ako ng divination. Alam ko yan. Binabluff niya. No? Kasi hindi naman totoong marunong siya ng divination. Hindi niya ginagawa yan. And then Judah said, "What shall we say to my Lord? What shall we speak? Or how shall we clear ourselves?" Ano ang gagawin namin? Hindi namin alam kung nasasabihin namin kung paano namin i-explain kung bakit nandun yung silver cup mo. Hindi namin, paano namin malilinis ang pangalan namin. God has found out the iniquity of your servants. Here we are, my lord's slaves, both we and he also with whom the cup was found. But he said, "Far be it from me that I should do so. The man in whose hand the cup was found, he shall be my slave. And as for you, go up in peace to your father." Hindi. Sila raw lahat, magiging slave daw sila lahat. Sabi ng magkakapatid. Ang sabi ni Joseph, hindi ko pahayaang mangyari yon. Ang gagawin ko lang na slave kung kanino nakita yung cup. At kanino nakita yung cup? Nakita ang cup kay Benjamin. So si Benjamin lang ang magiging slave, si Benjamin ang may iwan sa kanya. Ngayon kayo, as for you, go up in peace to your father. Umuwi na kayo sa tatay ninyo. Si Benjamin, sa kanya nakita yung cup, dito sa youngest, magiging slave ko siya. Ito na si Judah na naman. Verse 18, "Then Judah came near to him and said," lagi mo mapagitna si Judah, di ba? No? Nung si Joseph was thrown in the pit, ang sabi ni Judah, "Wag natin patayin, he is our brother." No? Flesh and blood natin siya, hindi na siya dapat patayin. Ibenta na lang natin. Ngayon, ito na pumagitna na naman siya dito sa Genesis 43, pumagitna naman siya kay Israel na ako ang surety mo, no? Ako ang surety. Ako ang aako ng kasalanan kung hindi maibalik si Benjamin. Ito na naman ngayon si Judah. When Judah came near to him and said, "Oh my Lord, please let your servant speak a word in my Lord's hearing. And do not let your anger burn against your servant, for you are even like Pharaoh." Huwag kayong magalit. Kasi parang ikaw na si Pharaoh. So nagpapakumbaba yung magkakapatid, no? Marunong makipag-usap itong si Judah. Unlike si Reuben, Si Simeon, si Levi. Hindi eh. Si Judah ang parang matured mag-isip. Ba't ganun? Lion of the tribe of Judah, sa kanya galing, sa kanya lineage associated si Jesus. Matured. Laging pumapagitna, mediator, Jesus Christ. Hindi mawawala sa usapan natin si Jesus Christ. Verse 19, my Lord asked his servants, saying, have you a father or a brother? And we said to my Lord, we have a father, an old man, and a child of his old age, who is young. His brother is dead, and he alone is left of his mother's children, and his father loves him. Diba, tinanong mo sa amin kung may kapatid pa kami meron, at may tatay pa kami, at yung brother niya ay patay na, at yung nanay nila ay patay na. Ngayon, mahal na mahal ng tatay namin itong si Benjamin. Diba, kunento namin sa iyon? Then you said to your servants, bring him down to me, that I may set his sight, that I may set my eyes on him. Diba? Utos mo rin sa amin na ipakita sa iyo yung youngest para malaman mo na totoo ang sinasabi namin. Verse 22, and we said to my Lord, the lad cannot leave his father, for if he should leave his father would die. Diba? Sinabi namin sa iyo na hindi namin pwedeng dalhin yung bunso namin kasi pag dinala namin yung bunso namin at mamamatay yung tatay namin. But you said to your servants, unless your youngest brother comes down with you, you shall see my face no more. At sabi niyo sa amin na kung hindi namin dadalhin ng aming youngest brother, hindi na kami pwedeng makabalik dito, di ba? Sabi mo sa amin yon. So it was when we went up to your servant, my father, that we told him the words of my Lord. Ngayon kung ano sinabi mo sa amin, yun ang sinabi namin sa tatay namin. And their father said, go back and buy us a little food. But we said, we cannot go down if our youngest brother is with us. Then we will go down, for we may not see the man's face unless our youngest brother is with us. Hindi namin ikaw pwede makita, sinabi namin sa tatay namin, hanggat hindi namin kasama si Benjamin, dahil yun ang utos mo sa amin, di ba? And then your servant, my father, said to us, you know that my wife bore me 2 sons. And the one went out from me, and I said, surely he is torn to pieces, and I have not seen him since. But if you take this one now also from me, and calamity befalls him, you shall bring down my gray hair with sorrow to the grave. Sabi ng tatay namin, mamamatay din siya at malulungkot. Bago siya malungkot, mamamatay siya. You shall bring down my gray hair with sorrow to the grave. Malungkot siyang mamamatay dahil kung ano man ang mangyari kay Benjamin, hindi niya matatanggap yon. Kasi nga wala na yung kanyang kapatid. Now therefore, when I come to your servant, my father, and the lad is not with us, since his life is bound up in the lad's life, it will happen when he sees that the lad is not with us, that he will die. Mamamatay ang tatay namin. Pag nalaman niya na hindi namin kasama si Benjamin. Kasi, bakit? Now therefore, when I come to your servant, my father, the lad is not with us. Pag umuwi kami, wala yung kapatid namin na hindi namin kasama. Since his life is bound up in the lad's life, nakasalalay ang buhay ng tatay namin kay Benjamin. Yun ang ibig sabihin. Pag hindi namin kasama si Benjamin, pag uwi namin, mamamatay yung tatay namin. It will happen when he sees that the lad is not with us, that he will die. So your servant will bring down the gray hair of your servant, our father, with sorrow to the grave. Mamamatay yung tatay namin pag hindi namin naiuwi si Benjamin. For your servant became surety for the lad to my father. Ako yung surety, ako yung insurance. Saying, if I do not bring him back to you, then I shall bear the blame before my father forever. Ako yung insurance na ako ang umako ng kasalanan, or ako ang aako kung ano man ang mangyari sa kapatid ko. Now therefore, please let your servant remain. Ako na mismo, sabi ni Judah, ang sisilbi sa'yo. Please let your servant remain. Inaako ni Judah. Instead of the lad as a slave to my Lord. Ako na nga ako. Ako na magiging slave. Sabi ni Judah. And let the lad go up with his brothers. Si Jesus, inaako niya lahat ng kasalanan natin. Si Judah, inaako niya kung ano man ang mangyari sa kanyang kapatid, inaako niya. For how shall I go up to my father if the lad is not with me? Lest perhaps I see the evil that would come upon my father. Hindi ko kaya na makita yung tatay ko, mamamatay siya, hindi kasama si Benjamin. Pag hindi niya nakita si Benjamin, mamamatay siya. Ako na ang aako. Kung ano man ang mangyari, ako na ang magiging slave mo. Ako na yon. Tinatanggap ko. Buong puso kong tatanggapin. Sabi ni Judah. Matured mag-isip si Judah. Genesis chapter 45. Then Joseph could not restrain himself before all those who stood by him. And he cried out. Hindi na kaya ni Joseph. He burst into tears. Hindi na niya kayang pigilan yung kanyang emotions. He cried out, make everyone go out from me. Umalis kayo lahat kayo, umalis kayo. Umalis kayo lahat. So no one stood with him while Joseph made himself known to his brother. Lahat umalis except yung mga brothers niya. So no one stood with him while Joseph made himself known to his brother. Umalis kayo lahat kayo, mga Egyptians, yung mga tauhan ko, labas. Matitira lang dito itong magkakapatid na to. And he wept aloud. He was wailing. Parang bata na nagmamaktol na grabe ang iyak. And the Egyptians in the house of Pharaoh heard it sa sobrang lakas ng kanyang iyak. Yung mga Egyptians, pati yung sa bahay ni Pharaoh, umaalingaw-ngaw ang boses ni Joseph. Alam naman natin yung lugar ng Pharaoh, yung puro wall, diba? Wala namang, anong tawag doon? Insulation yun, para hindi magkarinigan. Kaya, nagbabounce yung sound. May alingaw-ngaw, nag-e-echo. Nag-e-echo yung iyak ni Joseph. He wept aloud. Hagulgol. Parang, and the Egyptians in the house of Pharaoh heard it. Sobrang pagkamiss niya sa kanyang mga kapatid at sa kanyang tatay. Then Joseph said to his brothers, I am Joseph. Nagkaroon na siya. Nagsalita na siya ng kanilang salita. Hindi na siya Egyptian nagsalita. Wala nang interpreter. Nakipag-usap na siya ng maayos. Then Joseph said to his brothers, I am Joseph. Does my father still live? Ako si Joseph. Tatandaan niyo ba ako? Buhay pa ba yung tatay ko? But his brothers could not answer him, for they were dismayed in his presence. Hindi sila makasagot. Nagulat sila na napahiya sila sa kanilang sarili. Napahiya sila. Hindi nakasagot. Napahiya sila. And Joseph said to his brothers, please come near me. Lumapit kayo sa akin. Kasi nga, hindi sila makasagot. Ano ba to? Mixed emotion. Namimiss sila yung brother nila, pero takot sila na baka sila isaktan, baka ipakulong sila lahat. Ito na, nagkaalaman ng katotohanan. Please come near me. So they came near, and then he said, I am Joseph your brother, whom you sold into Egypt. Ako yung kapatid ninyo, yung binenta ninyo. Ibinenta ninyo sa mga, Ishmaelites. Ngayon, nabenta naman ako dito sa Egypt. Andito na ako, ito na ako ngayon. But now, do not therefore be grieved or angry with yourselves because you sold me here. Ngayon, wag na kayong malungkot or magalit sa inyong sarili o sisihin ninyo ang inyong sarili. Na binenta nyo ako. Wag na kayong magtanim wag na kayong magalit sa sarili ninyo. Sabi ni Joseph. For God sent me before you to preserve life. Sabi ni Joseph. Kaya ako nandito to preserve life. So, may reasons si Almighty Father, no? You intended it for harm, but God intended it for good. Yun ang ibig sabihin. God sent me before you to preserve life. Para magkakaroon ng famine, alam natin ang dahilan, magkakaroon ng famine. Ngayon, para hindi kayo magutom, nandito ako. Ako na ang pinauna ni Almighty Father na nandito to sell you grains or to para makakain kayo. Sa New Covenant, anong sabi sa New Covenant? All things work together for good to those who love the Lord. Nakikita nyo na, yung similarity? Merong kasagot sa New Covenant. All things work together for good to those who love the Lord. Gumagawa si Almighty Father ng way. Sometimes, hindi natin makikita yung future. Pero, we must trust our Father. Tiwala lang kay Almighty Father, kay Jesus Christ, sa Holy Spirit. Because, in the long run, si Almighty Father is guiding us. He loves us so much. Hindi niya tayo pababayaan as long as we trust Him. We have faith in Him. Patuloy tayo sa pagsunod sa Kanya. Hindi tayo pababayaan ni Almighty Father. May bagay na may iyak tayo, pinagdaanan natin, ang mga bagay na hindi dapat pagdaanan ng mga normal na tao, pero napagdaanan natin. At bakit nangyari yon? Dahil may purpose si Almighty Father. May purpose si Almighty Father sa lahat ng bagay. Sa buhay ninyo, na-experience na ba yan? Na may nangyari sa inyong hindi maganda. Pero in the long run, hindi mo alam. Maganda ang plano ni Almighty Father. For now, hindi mo nakikita. Pero we must have faith in our Father. Dati hindi ko naintindihan. Pero ngayon naintindihan ko na. Dati hindi ko naintindihan. Bakit Lord, ba't nandito ako ngayon? Asa na? Hindi ko naintindihan. Pero ngayon naintindihan ko na. Para maintindihan ko ang salita ni Almighty Father. Para mapalapit ako sa Kanya. Ganun yun. Para mapalapit tayo sa tatay natin. Dahil dito sa mundo, we are being refined. The silver is refined. Tested in gold. To be made perfect. To be made pure. Because this world is only our temporary place. This is not permanent. The things that we see here in this world is not permanent. It's just temporary. Si Almighty Father, He prepared a place for us. And that's for all eternity. So for now, nandito tayo sa mundo. Nililinis tayo. Pina-purify tayo, ginagawa tayong maganda. Unti-unting tinatanggal yung mga blemishes natin. Although, nagkakasala pa rin tayo, unti-unti na babawasan. And time will come, mawawala na yung kadumihan sa atin na hindi na natin gagawin yung mga bagay na ayaw ni Almighty Father. But there are people, instantly talagang nagbago sila. because they've been changed by the Almighty Father and by Jesus Christ. Some people dahan-dahan lang, no? Pero of course, meron pa rin trials and tribulations. Kasi ni-require tayo ni Almighty Father na kung sino yung mga kasama niya, yun ang kanyang treasure. Nililinis ni Almighty Father ang kanyang treasure. Kung mayroon kayong alahas, meron ba kaya alahas? Paano nililinis yung alahas? Nilalagay sa chemical, di ba? Ang tapang ng chemical na yun. Ngayon, kung buhay lang yung alahas ninyo, sisigaw yun, ang sakit, ang ano naman ito, ang init naman nito, chemical na to. Ganon din tayo. Pero after some time, pagkuha ng alahas, ang gandang tignan na, di ba? So, ganon din tayo. We are being purified in this world to be made perfect. Just like Jesus. Although si Jesus hindi siya nagkasala, He is our pattern. Gagayahin natin si Jesus Christ. He is our strength, Son of the right hand. Magiging courageous tayo. Bibigyan niya tayo ng support. Spiritually supportive si Jesus Christ sa atin. Mentally. Ang dami blessings upon blessings. Araw-araw. Dapat lang natin makita yon. Hindi niya tayo pababayaan. Si Jesus Christ at ang ating tatay. Thank you, and God loves us all so much.